Now, to define, I guess, what shame is compared to guilt, is that if I make a mistake because I'm human, then I may feel some guilt. Given that it's me we're talking about, I probably have to make a mistake 3 times and I finally learn the lesson as well. But at least because I'm human, I make a mistake, I move on, and maybe I'll learn from it. If you suffer with toxic shame, rather than saying, oops, made a mistake, what you'll say is, I am a mistake. And that's a completely different kettle of fish. I'll go no further than that because it's a very, very deep subject. Other than to say that Mike Fisher, who wrote all the material that we work with today, actually when he was putting this material together, he really got into shame. He realised it's a big, big issue in our culture. And he put together shame workshops for people. Now, it's quite amusing to say it here now, but the irony is that nobody will book onto a shame workshop because they're too ashamed. Okay? So what happens is we run anger management workshops and people with shame-based anger book onto them and we help them deal with their shame. Loss of personal goal. Who can give an example of the loss of a personal goal? What would that be?
Having to do CQC.
Could be. And this lady's going to say?
Failure of something you set out to do.
Failure of something you set out to do, absolutely. Absolutely. So 3 years ago, I lost my job. A bit careless, I know. But when I lost my job, my career goals went, my company car went. Possibly my life goals in terms of my mortgages at risk, my school fees for my children at risk. Huge amount of goals went with it. I was quite angry. Not getting somewhere on time, it's a personal thing for me. But if I'm not going to get somewhere on time, the person in the car in front of me is slowing me down. I'm going to get more and more and more angry with them. Yeah? So you get it? And another big one, of course, is divorce. Because, of course, you get married for life, don't you? And all your life goals go with it. So when your partner turns around and says, you know what, don't think I love you anymore, let's get divorced, that's a huge loss of a personal goal. You're going to feel angry, aren't you? So these are the triggers for anger. These are what are likely to make me feel angry. And the final one, the invasion of the personal boundaries. So who can give me an idea of what an invasion of the personal boundary could be?
Theft or robbery.
Theft or robbery, that's a really good one, yeah, thank you. Yeah. What else? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So people pulling out in front of you. It is, yeah, because my car is my kingdom. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Other things, it may just be someone entering your personal space. Or of course there's your psychological space as well, which the great one is the unrequested feedback. So at the end of today, I'm packing up, someone might come up to me and say, Julian, great presentation, can I give you some feedback? Being repressed in English, I say, of course you can, no problem at all. And they give me the feedback and I stand there with my gritted teeth and a smile. Well, I reckon what we can do now is some anger styles. I always like doing this because people get to recognise a little bit of themselves, I hope. If you don't, you're not being honest with me. The clue up here is these aren't the healthy ways to display anger, okay? But these are the way that people do it every day. Okay, so I'll put the name up and I'd like to help you with what you see with the behaviours and the way these people do. It's a little bit like gladiators. Those of you of similar age to me will remember gladiators on ITV, Saturday night, yeah? So I want to bring on the intimidator. Okay. So what does the intimidator do? Stare, yes, thank you. Shout, yes. What else?
Physically gets into your personal space.
Physically in your personal space, yeah.
Or tries to dominate the area, so sort of physically.
Definitely, yeah. Very threatening presence. Yeah? As one of my clients put it, he says, I have to make myself like a bulldog, he says. I have to make myself bigger. That's what I do when I'm being intimidated. Yeah. Designed to evoke? Fear? Right here? Yeah, fear. Absolutely. Designed to evoke fear. So what about poor me? That's an anger style. What do you think poor me does? Right, evoke sympathy. It's actually guilt.
Tells you what their woes.
Yes, tells you their woes. Might use phrases like, look what you made me do, or it's because of you. Yeah, you caused it, your fault, not my fault. Yeah, I cook for you, I clean for you, I go everywhere in this house for you. What did you treat it like a hotel? interesting because that is anger. That is anger being expressed in what we would call a passive-aggressive way. Yeah? Manipulative and devious. Okay. So how about the interrogator then? What's the interrogator going to do? Questioning, yeah. What sort of type of questioning?
In your face.
In your face, yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Why'd you do that? Yeah. Very quick. Yeah. Probably know the answer already, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Yeah? What time do you call this? Where have you been? Oh, you've been with him. Oh, right. What have you doing? Yeah? Well, you can guess that I do interrogate, but actually, interrogate can also be done very quietly. Could be done with a combination of Paul B. What time do you call this? I waited up for not being worried. Yeah? So it's looking to evoke a combination of fear and guilt. Yeah? Okay. The wider up. You've all met one of these, haven't you? Yeah. Sorry? Somebody who takes the mick, yeah. You ever met someone who can push your buttons? They know exactly what to say to get the rise out of you. Yeah? Now remember again, this is a style of anger. So this is a person who, for some reason, is so afraid of expressing anger in a normal way, they have to manipulate anger out of somebody else.
Would you say they're insecure themselves?
Absolutely. Bang on, insecure. And what they're doing is, their objective is to get you to express their anger for them. So they wind you up and they wind you up, and just as you're about to blow, what do they say to you?
Can't deal with it.
Calm down, what are you joking? Oh, goodness me. No? I win, you lose, yeah? Okay, so they want to wind you up and they want to evoke anger. Now the distancer. These are interesting, but I don't tend to ask people what they mean because it's a slight misnomer. But we will never see a distancer on our anger management courses because people who use the distancing style of anger most of the time, basically, they don't have a problem with anger. Now you've got a problem with anger, but I haven't. Now you're the one who's angry, but I'm not. Okay? Completely head-centred. They don't access feelings. They don't talk about feelings. They rationalise, they normalise, they logicalise everything. Very good actually at stirring up trouble. They throw what we call angry names. Throw little explosions of anger into a room.
Are we back to the CQC?
Yeah, you may. Absolutely. And they then distance themselves from it. And they may do it physically, they may walk out, they may do it mentally. Or, of course, if you're in a relationship with them, they may do it emotionally. Okay? So if I'm angry with my wife, I close down. That's it, no cuddles for you. Yeah? Obviously she wants them. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a distance when I withhold my affection. Finally, the blunderbuss. The blunderbuss. So, what does the blunderbuss do? Does anybody know what a blunderbuss is?
Oh, no.
It's a big gun, thank you, yeah. Big gun with a trumpet-like end.
Elephant gun.
Yeah, elephant gun. You bang a load of shots in it, a load of gunpowder, pull the trigger, and it goes everywhere. Yeah? So a blunderbuss is the person who just sends their anger out everywhere. But they tend to do it in a physical way, so the doors get slammed. Mobile phone goes on the floor. Yeah? Laptop screen goes.
Like to an 18-year-old daughter then?
Perfect. It is definitely the modus operandi for a teenager. But I thought about this as I went through my training, as I started looking into it, and I thought, you know what, I do this as well. And you know, when I walk around my house, huffing and puffing under my breath, saying, why am I the only effing person who tidies up a little? And every time I get to a drawer and I put something away, I shut that drawer just a little bit. And I go to the cupboard and I shut the cupboard door just a little bit loud.